cold morning fog surrounds an empty road where automotive history quietly waits for recognition, creating a cinematic atmosphere where silence and engineering feel connected together beneath pale early sunlight. The Bugatti EB110 sits low, sharp, and unbelievably futuristic for the era in which it originally appeared. Finished entirely in deep performance red from front to rear, the car radiates timeless aggression beneath the cold, foggy environment. The glossy red bodywork reflects soft morning light across every angular surface, giving the EB110 an unmistakably exotic presence from every perspective imaginable. At first glance, the design reflects 1990s styling mixed with aggressive aerodynamic experimentation, unlike almost anything else from that generation. Flat surfaces, sharp lines, and dramatic proportions create a visual identity that still feels unique decades later. The deep red finish enhances every crease and edge flowing across the low-slung body, emphasizing both elegance and mechanical intensity simultaneously. Even standing still, the car looks fast, focused, and engineered for extreme speed rather than comfort. From the front, slim headlights and wide air intakes immediately emphasize performance instead of luxury or softness in design philosophy. The front fascia appears mechanical, functional, and brutally purposeful beneath the cold morning atmosphere surrounding the road. The low body position reinforces its identity as a serious high-speed machine built during a period when supercars prioritized engineering obsession over digital convenience. Every angle communicates aggression through shape rather than unnecessary style and complexity. As fog slowly moves across the pavement, reflections glide across the deep red paint dramatically, transforming the EB110 into something almost cinematic in appearance. The bodywork catches soft light differently across every surface, constantly shifting between shadow and highlight as conditions change. Even minor details become visually striking under the foggy atmosphere, especially around the sharp aerodynamic lines. The entire car feels frozen between classic design and futuristic ambition simultaneously. Move toward the rear, and the design becomes even more mechanically focused, revealing visible vents and aerodynamic structures built for performance rather than appearance alone. Wide proportions and low stance emphasize stability at extreme speed, while every opening hints at cooling systems designed for immense mechanical stress. The rear feels planted and purposeful, communicating confidence through engineering rather than decoration. Even decades later, the shape still feels intimidating and advanced. This is where things become truly impressive, because the technology inside the EB110 was years ahead of its time in multiple ways. Behind the driver sits a quad-turbocharged V12 engine delivering immense power for its generation, combining speed with technical innovation rarely seen during the early 1990s. Press the ignition, and the engine awakens, with a sharp mechanical growl that feels raw and alive instantly. Unlike many modern hypercars, the sound feels unfiltered, unpredictable, and deeply mechanical under acceleration. Throttle response builds aggressively as the turbochargers deliver increasingly intense power higher through the rev range, creating a driving experience filled with pressure and momentum. Even today, the acceleration feels violent considering the era in which the car originally debuted. 0 to 60 miles per hour felt almost impossible when the EB110 first appeared, shocking the automotive world completely. Yet straight-line speed alone was never the true reason the car became legendary. All-wheel drive dramatically improved traction during acceleration in difficult weather conditions, especially at high speeds where stability became critical. Carbon fiber construction reduced weight while increasing chassis rigidity beyond what many competitors achieved during that era. The deep performance red body wraps tightly around this advanced engineering structure, hiding revolutionary technology beneath timeless design. Many modern hypercars now follow similar principles introduced long ago by the EB110. This is what makes the car historically important, because it introduced technologies that later became standard among elite performance manufacturers worldwide. Today, carbon chassis construction, all-wheel drive hypercars, and quad-turbo systems feel normal inside the automotive industry. But the EB110 explored those concepts long before most manufacturers understood their future importance fully. In many ways, it quietly shaped the future direction of high-performance engineering. Inside the cabin, the atmosphere feels mechanical, focused, and deeply connected to driving rather than digital luxury experiences. Gauges, buttons, and switches surround the driver without excessive screens or overwhelming electronic systems controlling every action. Leather surfaces and analog controls create an environment modern vehicles rarely deliver anymore. The low seating position immerses drivers directly into the performance-focused cockpit immediately. Even from inside the cabin, the deep red exterior glows softly through the windows as changing daylight reflects across the surrounding environment beautifully. Unlike modern hypercars overloaded with technology, the EB110 feels entirely driver-focused and analog in personality. Every sound, vibration, and movement feels mechanical and honest rather than electronically filtered. This connection between machine and driver is part of what makes the experience unforgettable. Out on open roads, the EB110 still feels remarkably fast and surprisingly stable, even by modern standards today. Push the throttle harder, and the quad-turbocharged V12 delivers relentless energy continuously through every gear. Turbo boost builds aggressively, throwing the car forward with unmistakable old-school intensity that feels both thrilling and intimidating. The sound grows sharper and louder, echoing through the cabin with pure analog emotion. Steering feels heavier than modern hypercars. But communication remains direct, raw, and rewarding through every corner and surface change. Every vibration reaches the driver honestly, without artificial filtering or excessive electronic assistance softening the experience. That rawness is exactly what makes the EB110 feel special decades later. Despite changing automotive trends, demands focus, patience, and understanding from anyone behind the wheel. This is where the deep performance red finish transforms the experience even further, especially as sunlight slowly cuts through the fading morning fog. The bodywork begins glowing across every sharp angle, creating reflections that emphasize both aggression and timeless beauty simultaneously. The paint gives the EB110 a presence many modern hypercars struggle to achieve despite greater performance numbers. It feels exotic, mechanical, historic, and emotional from every perspective imaginable. However, owning such a rare supercar comes with serious challenges that enthusiasts understand clearly before entering this world. Maintenance complexity remains extremely high due to limited production numbers and rare replacement components scattered across the globe. Reliability expectations also differ greatly from modern standards because the vehicle was developed during a very different era of engineering. Replacement parts remain difficult and expensive to source consistently today. Driving the EB110 also requires patience and mechanical understanding compared to modern hypercars. Designed around electronic stability and convenience systems, yet these imperfections contribute directly to the car's legendary identity and collector appeal among enthusiasts worldwide, because the EB110 represents ambition beyond its time, created before the industry fully caught up with its ideas. It was not simply a fast car, but a vision of the future delivered decades early. Night driving transforms the deep red EB110 into glowing automotive history beneath city lights and reflections stretching across empty streets. Street lights slide over the sharp bodywork, emphasizing timeless proportions and engineering ambition from every angle. The red paint reflects beautifully beneath urban lighting, making the car appear simultaneously classic and futuristic at the same time. Even today, the design still feels dramatic and unforgettable. People react differently when they see the EB110 on modern roads. Because the car carries a presence few vehicles can replicate naturally, some recognize it immediately as one of the most influential supercars ever built, understanding its importance instantly. Others simply stare in confusion and admiration, realizing it looks unlike anything else surrounding it on the road today. That uniqueness is part of what keeps the legend alive decades later. The EB110 proved Bugatti's obsession with speed existed long before. Modern hypercars dominated headlines and social media attention worldwide. Long before today's digital performance wars, the EB110 quietly changed automotive engineering forever through innovation and ambition. Today finished in deep performance red beneath cold fog and glowing city lights, it still feels legendary from every angle imaginable.